Welcome to Answers from Within. From the author of The All-Knowing Diary, Mind Lies into Truths that will set you free.
Welcome back, everyone, to Answers from Within. I'm Daniel, and we're going to chat to the lovely Alida. Hello.
Hi, Daniel. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
My pleasure. Do you know what your question is?
Well, my main question is, well, I guess I'm a little bit muddy on my question, but I'm struggling with, I guess, my own life purpose and the next steps to take in the future.
Beautiful. Okay. It feels like before we look at your life purpose, that there's a little bit of murkiness. I don't want to say darkness, just a little bit of murkiness kind of hovering around. And I want to deal with that first because it's not helpful. It's just not helpful at all. So what I'm feeling with this murkiness is I don't believe I can have a great future.
Right. Okay.
And where that's coming from is several different places. Predominantly, I don't trust myself to create or manifest or conceive of a good future. And the other place it's coming from is it looks to me like parents tends. There's this blend there, mother energy of almost like this pessimistic approach to the future. It's like it's unlikely to be better.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Don't be too attached to it being great, or just this is your lot in life, and it's not great. It's pretty crappy.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm seeing. Yeah, go.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, it's just seeing that there's quite a strong feminine energy there. That's a bit of a downer, to say the least.
Interesting. I wonder which one. My mom's a pretty positive person, but she struggles a lot with like her creating her. So she's always pushing to create. A lot of the ideas she has, but it doesn't. If there's a block there for her all the time too.
That's where I'm seeing it. It's like she might be trying to put on a very positive exterior, but underneath all of that is I'm doomed.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm up against forces that I can't control. She's showing me like it's just like this belief we're cursed, we're unable to create a better future.
Right. Yeah.
And the way she copes with that is by trying to believe that she can create a better future, so she busies herself with it.
Yeah.
But it's a coping skill. It's not her truth.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like people who feel they need to lose weight. They go and get themselves a gym membership, but they don't go to the gym. They've got a gym membership. I don't actually believe I'm capable of losing weight, so I'm not even going to bother going. I don't want to end up being disappointed. But we cope with our hidden beliefs in these very opposite ways. And that's what it feels to her. Like she's got an underlying depression around, I'm inept at creating a better future.
Yeah, that could definitely be. Definitely.
So you've got that. That's been a hand-me-down.
Yeah, it's a hand-me-down, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're pretty linked just from everything, but so that makes sense. Yeah. Absolutely. Because she's always, it just stops before going, and I think that would make a lot of sense.
So let's kind of break that mold. I feel let's do that. So the truth that you need to know you don't need to connect to your mother or anyone in your family, father, anyone, through misery.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not a positive connection. So don't try and honor it. Don't sell yourself short because you're worried you're going to break that connection by having more or experiencing a better life.
Oh, interesting. That's an interesting line. Yeah. Yeah.
Know that to break that connection is actually what's needed. Because a child comes into our lives, into our parents' lives, into our lives, to break our way of thinking, to shatter our way of thinking, to show us that what we've been attached to and holding on to is old, and it's the conventional. And the child comes in and rattles the cage and says, you know, I'm not going to believe what you're going to believe, and I'm going to show you how much more powerful my life is going to be. And as painful as that can be to some parents, and maybe even invalidating, it's meant to be.
Right.
It's meant to, it's like you're doing your mother a favor by you being successful and being happy. There's no gift back to your mother of, oh, look, Mum, I'm just as miserable and happy as you. That's not a gift. That's not a favor.
Yeah, no.
And as parents, like what I've discovered is the greatest thing you want in your child is simply that they're happy. You don't want them to be stressed like you. No. You're like, Jesus, what have I done wrong? You know, my son said the other day, or my daughter said, I'm stressed, Daddy. I was like, what? You're 5 years old? You shouldn't even know that word. What do you mean? What are you going to stress about? You don't have to look after you too. That's my job. You know, that's what makes me stressed. So you don't want your children to have anything near the suffering or struggle that you've gone through. And no matter how validated your mother might feel that you're going through or experiencing the same struggles, it doesn't make her happy. It's not what's going to make her happy.
No, yeah.
You understand?
Yes, absolutely. And she's very like positive and move forward and stuff like that, but she has this wall and this block of self-belief, right? And I think I just make sure I stay as small. Even though none of it's verbalized, she's not like, oh, you don't do this, or life's horrible. She's like, oh, come on, move forward, we got this. But it's like this, like, all these words, and then there's this, like, roof, and she hits it, and I hit it, and I feel like, again, you're absolutely right. I feel like if I go past it, I'm hurting her in some way.
Exactly.
She's trying to go past it.
Exactly. And it is so common. It is so common. I don't want to invalidate them. I don't want to show them up. I don't want to have them feel that they've made bad choices. They've lived a bad life. They could have done something better. I don't want them to be envious of me. I don't want that. I don't want that. And I'm here to say, I was going to say I'm sorry to say, but I'm not. I'm here to say it's exactly what you're here to do. You're here to invalidate her invalid belief systems.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
You're here to invalidate her self-doubt.
Yeah.
Because it's invalid.
It's perfect. Yeah, that's exactly you want to invalidate. Right.
Your mother's not being in truth in this instance, so you don't want to validate it. It's like, you're not in truth. I'm not going to support that. That's holding you back. The best thing I can do is to show up where your struggles are. So...
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, there's this classic thing I often say, which is if you're in a room, right, full of people and the room is dark, society kind of says, well, you don't shine your light, you'll intimidate people, you'll ruffle feathers, you'll have them feel small. It's better to shrink, you know, it's better to stay small. You don't want to intimidate people. But if you're in this darkened room and you turn on your light, two things happen. Two very important things happen. The first is all of a sudden you are able to see clearly. You're no longer fumbling around. And the other amazing thing happens is everyone else is now able to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you're turning off your light, then, oh, great, I'm just like them. I'm blind. I'm in darkness.
Yeah, that's how it feels lately. That's for sure.
So you have absolute permission from the universe, from within you, from nature, whatever you feel you want to describe it, the cosmos, your truth, to shine your light. In fact, your mother's begging for that. She wants to see that. That way she knows she's done a great job.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that, as a parent, is what we want. We want to know, have I done a good job? And if our children are failing or unhappy, it's like, oh my God, I haven't done a good job.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you can conquer that and just move beyond it, your mum's like, oh, I did do a good job. I can stop worrying now.
Yeah. No, that makes absolute sense, and definitely not where I thought it would have come from, but it's, resonates absolutely.
All right, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, now that you know you've got permission to live a great life,
right, yes, we can.
Let's look at what that great life entails. Okay, I'm seeing lots of traveling. I'm seeing lots of kids. I'm seeing
kids.
Kids, not your own kids.
Yeah.
I'm seeing. Yeah, no. You got to go get pregnant. Come on, what are you doing?
No.
No. It's all right. I'm seeing other kids. A lot of like African children, indigenous children. I'm seeing you bring joy to these kids' lives. And there are a few ways that I'm seeing with that. But the essence of it is spending your life reminding people, I'll say people, even though it's focused a lot around kids, it will be people, reminding them how awesome they are.
I love that. That's good to me. I agree with that.
Yeah. Traveling the world, reminding people how awesome they are. What could be more awesome than that?
No, that's perfect, yeah.
And there's this big joyous component in it. It's like you're showing people through joy, but through playing and games and celebration, celebrating their wisdom, their genius, their intuition, their abilities, their role in nature, their divinity through joy and through play, and having them realize that they're very important and they play an important role. And
one of my big things is always like, remember to play.
There we go. I kept seeing it's through joy that you do this. It's not through like lecturing in a very serious way. It's through joyous things, through play, that you're going to impart some incredible truths and wisdom to the children of the world and adults and teachers. Teachers, it seems, because wherever you'll go, it will be like to schools and things like that, and young kids, and there'll be parents and there'll be teachers. So it will be very much adults as well, but you're aimed at the children, and then that will...
echo up.
So that's the next 4 to 5 years of your life.
Okay, interesting.
And where...
I can work with that.
Yeah, good. And where it goes from there is pretty much irrelevant today. You don't need to know that. And there's several possible trajectories where it can go. So we don't need to go there now. Where I do feel we need to go with you is, what is the biggest blockage, obstacle in your way of doing it, living it? And then it feels like you've got a couple of questions, so we'll come to that as well.
Okay. We're just writing it down as we go.
Great. The biggest obstacle I'm seeing is, but I haven't lived long enough to accumulate enough wealth and wealth of wisdom to share with the world.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
It's not quite who am I to change lives. You're not quite there, which is a very positive thing. Lots of people go there. You're just like, surely I need more years on this planet to accumulate some wisdom. And the answer from the powers that be, namely the one inside of you, who I'm talking to, is bullshit. And this is going to sound, well, we'll just see how it sounds actually. I'm not going to label it. If you knew how many years you've been on this earth, you would not for a second go to, I need more years on this earth.
Yeah, probably.
If you actually knew the number of incarnations and the wisdom that you possess, you'd be like, let's do it. I'm ready. Let's go.
Right. Makes sense. Yeah. It's like, you're already an old fart. Come on.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah. You might be in a young body, but your soul, your essence is ancient. And with that is ancient wisdom and very important, pertinent today wisdom. So you're probably now going, well, how do I unlock this wisdom? Right. Or do you know that already?
I don't. I have the spontaneous tap-ins once in a while. I've worked with horses and kids a lot in the past, and they've been an interesting conduit, but no, I don't know how completely.
The short answer is to attend the Limitless You training that we offer. That is the short answer I can give you.
I'll look into it.
It's 2 hours of your life. Voila. Yeah. Bang.
I think I have attended one with Sonia, and then I've done a little bit with Rebecca in the past, last year, and I was coming in within range of myself before going back into the blur.
Right. It feels like a refresher to come in it now that we've cleared this permission stuff, that now you're allowed to shine, that you will go much further with it all. So come and do a refresher of that. But it's also very important that you have a journal. Do you have a very special journal?
Yes, I do. A new one. It's not written in yet.
There we go. Perfect. And what you're going to do, you're going to sit in bed at night before you sleep, and you're just going to pose the question.
Okay.
What wisdom do I want to share with the children of the world?
Okay, that's a great question.
And you're just going to write. And you're not going to second guess yourself. You're not going to judge what you're writing. You're not going to go, is it right? Is it wrong? Is it true? Is it false? You're just going to write. Okay. You're going to write knowing that no adults are going to see this. It's just for kids. It could be talking about unicorns and mermaids. It doesn't matter. They're kids.
Okay. Yeah.
And
unicorn and mermaids works for me.
So you can't get it wrong because kids learn in different ways. And so what you need to say to a kid isn't going to be what you would call factually accurate. But many kids learn best through stories and metaphors and fairy tales and all these things. So you can't get it wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. And imagination is so important.
See, look at you. You're ready to go already. I told you you're ready.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go.
So you're just going to let it come to you. And instead of jumping on social media or watching TV, you're going to get out your journal. And you're going to let it spill out of you. What do I want to share? And some days it might be about nature, the environment. Some days it might be about relationships. It might even be about sex for the older kids, right? Just don't go in there going, oh, no, this is just for younger kids or this is for the... No filter. Just let whatever comes out because a lot of it will be for you as well.
You're right. Okay, yeah.
And This is going to be like a 3-month process of just spilling things out. When I say 3 months, it's actually going to be a lifetime process. But within 3 months, you're going to go, holy moly, I have a journal full of just incredible things to share. And that's when you start going, well, who do I want to share it to? And that's the new question that you start asking with your journal. Who am I going to share this with? All right, well, there's some kids in Botswana, or there's some, whatever.
Yeah, I've been traveling a lot, actually. It's quite funny. Just in Africa.
Could be kids in Indonesia that you're going to go and see. And you might hear parents in wherever, in China, doesn't matter. And you're just going to go with your journal. Whatever your journal says, you're going to follow that. It's called following your heart.
Perfect. Well, that's something to work with, that's for sure. That lines up. It's like, yeah, okay, perfect. And there's so many ideas that come to my head right away, actually. So.
Well, I don't let me get in the way. You should allow that to flow. I think that really completes completes for us today, unless you've got any questions you want to ask.
No, that lines up so much. I mean, like, horses is the other thing that floats a lot around for me, and it's difficult. So that's always a bit of a question for me, because I use them to teach sometimes, but they've been in and out a lot lately. And I'm either I take them forward or I go kind of less with animals.
Well,
but that's
it. Just see what comes up, because it might very well feature as part of your learning and part of your teaching is getting people around animals and teaching them about connecting to animals, and that might be a very key part of your teaching apparatus, if you will.
Right. Yeah.
Or
Absolutely.
It might very well form what you do in 4 or 5 years. Like, just be open. Yeah. Just be open.
Just journal.
Just journal. That's right. All will be revealed in the journal.
Thank you so much. That's amazing. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Book into the show. Let me answer the unanswered for you. Go to danielanswers.com and we'll chat to you very soon.